Sergio, what did you get for compound probability?
I found I used orange and blue. Orange was 6
So again, you base that off of your data, right? So orange is 6 out of 10. And what?
blue was 3 out of 10.
Blue was 3 out of 10. By the way, this is how you write probability. You multiply them, you get 18 out of what? 100. And you can simplify it and you get 9 out of 50, right? There we go. All right. Sorry for compound. What is the theoretical probability? I'm going to use, actually, no, I'm going to use your example still. Uh, Give me a simple probability that you use. Yes. What is 6 out of 10? Are there actually 6 orange cubes in there? There's 4. So it will be 4 out of 17. I want you to understand that for theoretical, you're not using the table anymore. You're using what you actually have in the container. So what about theoretical? I mean, not theoretical. Why did I put theoretical? That's stupid. Compound. Give me an example of compound. Uh-huh. So orange and blue. You multiply them, you get 16 out of something, right? I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean. Okay. 29. Is it? I'll believe you. That's fine. All right, so we're gonna move on, and I'm gonna ask Taylor to give us her findings. Let's discuss Taylor's findings. Taylor, enlighten us with your knowledge. I know, it's funny. Oh, I think I delete. Well, forget it. I deleted the words. So Taylor, what did you get for the? What are you using? 2 dice. One's a die. Plural is dice. Okay, and what were your findings? What were your outcomes for the trials? Just 2? Just 1? All right, so how many times, well, how many times did 1 show up? 2 out of 10, which is 1/5, right? And then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. This is a little different because you only had limited of 6. So if we had done it 6 times, then they should have come up once at least, right? Theoretically, but they didn't. Experimental. So what is simple probability then? Of getting 1. Probability of 1. What is it? No, experimental. Which is 1 out of 5, right? Because there's 2 ones. All right. Compound? 1 is 2 out of 10. And then 3? So you multiply them, you get 3 out of 100, right? Oh, yeah, sorry. 2 out of 100 because you multiply them. What is wrong with me? Yeah, 1 out of 50. Good. So that was that. I'm going to use a different one for the theoretical. Let's use yours. What do you have? How many, let's say, what do you have first of all? You have blue, yellow, and red cubes, right? How many cubes do you have that are blue? 13 out of 35. And yellow? 12. And then what else? Red, you have 10. So you have a total of 35, right? Theoretical is actually basing their information on what you have in the container, not your findings when you do trials. So for a simple, let's say the probability of getting blue, that would be 13 out of 35, right? You cannot simplify that anymore. If I ask you the common probability of getting a yellow one and then a blue one, or a blue one and a yellow, then it will be yellow and the probability, blue and then probability of yellow. You multiply these two and then you get like a number. I don't want to do it. What is it?
That's what we're gonna do with it.
Okay. You could probably simplify that, yeah. Okay. So that's theoretical. Again, I want to emphasize that theoretical is based on what you have in the container, what you actually have. Experimental is based on your trials, on a set of data that they gave you. Simple, again, is only one action, one thing, one trial. And compound is multiple, like two or more. When you're making predictions, for example, in the number die, technically you're supposed to have 1/5, 1/6 for each number, right? In that information that you gave us, you roll a die 10 times, right? And then you got a probability of 2, it was 1 out of 10. If I ask you on the 11th trial, what is the probability of getting 2? What would you say? 1 out of 10 is whatever you already have. If I ask you what is the theoretical probability that I'm going to get 2? 1 out of 6, because it's based on what you have. Please do not confuse those. Do not confuse those. Capiche? All right, we have one more that we can do. Let's do, what do you have? Tiles? Little color sticks. Let's do our experimental probability for you guys. No. What do you get for the first trial? Brown. And then, what? Blue. 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 Brown. Where are my pennies? She's taking that from here.
Oh my god, you took it away from me.
I know. Look at hers. Move a little further that way. There you go. Thank you. All right. So based on this information, what is the probability of getting black? Well, I'm only asking for one, right? So that's by definition simple. What or what? Whoa. How many blacks do we have? You're basing it off of this, right? We're talking about experimental. So 1 out of 10 is black. What about blue? 5 out of 10. And which is 50%, right? What about orange? 1 out of 10. We're missing one? Purple. What? 2 out of 10. Again, when I ask you these things, I'm basing it off on your trials, on whatever you got. If I ask you for a compound, that would be what is the probability of getting black and blue? The probability of getting black is 1 out of 10, and blue is 5 out of 10. So you just multiply them. 5 out of 100. It's just 20, right? 20. So 20%. In theory, it's different because we have different numbers, right? What do you have for, how many orange do you have? 4 orange? How many blue? How many brown? How many black? How many purple? 2. So, oh, sorry, 3. So in theory, things are different. What is the simple probability of getting black? 4 out of how many? 19. 4 out of the total. 19 for getting black, right? Oh, I'm sorry, blue. Well, it doesn't matter. Black is the same thing. I want you to understand that this one is very different than the one over here, because this is theoretical. In theory, what you should get, that's when you actually do it. So for a compound, that will be if I ask the probability in black and then get an orange, which is 4 out of 19. You multiply, then you get 16 out of something. Right? Good. All right. Do we have any questions on this? Do you feel pretty confident about it?
Yes.
Do you know the differences between the two? No?
Yes, sir.
You sure? Taylor, tell me what's the difference between theoretical and experimental. What is supposed to happen based on what you have, right? No, put them over there. Good.